Sup, you fools? Matt, ESCunited, your favorite Eurovision channel, and welcome to Mattitude, your Eurovision live stream where we discuss the news of the week as always, and then answer your question. And today we are extra early because Istilao, Melodifestivalen, Dora, yada yada yada. You know the drill. There is so much going on, and I do not want to interfere with that. Istilao starts in exactly an hour, well, 59 minutes from now. So let's make sure that you get there on time, we get there on time. So with that being said, Sebastian from Poland, his Destination Eurovision website, make sure to check it out, especially if you speak Polish. Is back to talk about Eurovision. What a week, huh?
Yes, it is indeed. Hello, Matt. Hello, everybody. Great to see you once again.
Yes, it's been, it's good to have you, and there. Okay, so I tried to do this again. I restarted my software. Maybe that will fix the choppiness. Let me know. This is Matt with the Mattitude show. We're going to talk about Eurovision. Let's hope it's going through this time. I have Sebastian here on my side, and we'll talk this through as much as possible. I see there are already a bunch of folks in the chat. We got Craig Austin there. We got Linus98765. Lily Luss is right there. Natalie ESC, you all here, Florian Preda. Thank you again for joining. There is so much to talk about. We're going through the topics one by one, and we'll answer the questions that are on topic. And then if you have any questions besides that, we'll go for that as well, but just try to stay on topic. First of all, a big thank. Sean is there as well. Hello, Sean. Thank you, first of all, everyone who supported this channel and who supported us on Patreon and support us here through Super Chats. Because of you, I am able to go to Amsterdam in concert and do my live reporting there. Couldn't have done it without you, so a big, big thank you for supporting us. I couldn't be more grateful. Now I'm saving up for London. Hopefully that'll work as well. But if not, at least we got this in. So couldn't have done it without you. Thank you very much. So I think we have so much to talk about. Let's delve right into this. The first topic we want to talk, it's so convenient that you're here, Sebastian, because it just happened. Let's talk about Poland. Poland made an announcement.
Hey.
Yes, I know. And it's going to be the group Tulia. They were selected internally to represent Poland at Eurovision 2019 in Tel Aviv, Israel. There are 4 ladies consisting the band. Can you give me the names real quick, Sebastian? Because I will butcher them, of course.
Yes, of course. Joanna Sienkiewicz, Dominika Siepka, Patrycja Nowicka, Tulia Biczak.
So one of them has, actually, his name is Tulia, so I assume the name was named after her. We're going to talk about that in a second. So they will be singing in the first half of the first semifinal on Tuesday, May 14th. And Tulia was established actually fairly recently, 2018, and has received platinum awards for their debut album released in late May of that year. They're combined their classic white voice, a traditional Eastern European style of singing folk music with most modern music production. And then they first became known to the public, apparently, doing a cover version of Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence. And then they'll also have done like a version of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, of course, not in the original style, because that would be funny, but their own unique approach. Now, we don't have a song yet. We don't know the song for sure, but people are saying that there is a good chance that their song is going to be Palisier, a song that was released past November, which is still within the September 1 rule. And it's 3 minutes long, so that would work with Eurovision. So people are like, maybe, putting one and one together. I'll ask you. Just as a reminder, Poland last year, unfortunately, for the first time since their return in 2014, failed to qualify from the semis with Light Me Up by Grome and Lucas Meyer. So I think they're eager to return to the finals. So there's a lot of information to unpack. So, Sebastian, my first question to you, as my Polish representative, what is your reaction to the announcement to the band? Go ahead. What are your thoughts?
I was a little bit surprised because Tulia was one of the favorites on the very early stage of our discussions and all gossips about Polish representative. But after a few weeks, the whole temperature, the whole hype about them just significantly slower down. So after a few weeks, mostly not anybody talking about Tulia going to Eurovision at all. Mm-hmm. But we have an announcement yesterday. So sometimes we don't know everything.
I know. You think you do, and then not really.
Yeah, exactly. This is how life works. But fact of the matter is I'm really okay with this choice. I think that they are the most optimal candidate to go to Tel Aviv with Polish flag. For sure, they are very original also, but we're going to talk about it later. So my first impressions was really, really good. Quite
I'm happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. And compared to do you feel as the country as a whole, the Eurovision fan community, or just the average ordinary person had a warm reception as well? Or how did Poland react? Give us a little bit the scoop from the inside.
It was really mixed reaction. Tulia as a band, as you said before, they are representing very original style of music, white singing. Mm-hmm. That's not the thing for everybody. It's not the next typical pop electronic music radio friendly ones. Mm-hmm. It's much more beyond that. So some of the people are also very kind and very happy about this decision at all. But also there are so many voices, very, very negative, very, very much of criticism for this choice of TVP, of course, also. And these voices are very, very loud in the general sphere of the Eurovision, unfortunately. It's the saddest thing because when I'm reading or listening to the people around the world on different Eurovision websites from different countries, everybody was so curious. Hey, Poland is original. It's something new, creative. We are waiting what's going to be next. So general impressions outside the Poland are very, very good. But unfortunately, Polish people are not that generous. Sometimes also these girls are taking trash and mad because how TVP just handled the Eurovision this year. For me, it's completely unlogical to just put them out and lash them away because of this, because it's not their fault how it's working TVP in the last weeks and months. But unfortunately, mixed reactions are really mixed.
Yeah. Now, that's very interesting to hear. I had a feeling, though, that this could be the case with that, because some people probably want to look for something modern, new, that's hip, rather than the traditional sound. So I can see a lot of different opinions. Now, as I mentioned, Palisier, is that how you pronounce it? That is that was released in November, 3 minutes long. This could be potentially their song. That's what people are putting out there. Do you think that's the song? Are there any other songs that are potentially in the running? What do you know?
This is one of the songs which can go to Eurovision, that's for sure. From the information which come from the Tulia band itself, we know already that it's the list of 5 songs which can possibly go to Eurovision. All these 5 songs come from their debut AP, called Tulia. So maybe it's not the most original name. Hey. But on this really one. Yeah. And on this album, also with Depeche Mode cover, Metallica cover, as you said, they also record their own songs. And Palisier is one of the songs which are concerned to go to Eurovision, but also we have 4 more songs to go. And what's really interesting for the people who are watching Eurovision for a longer time, we have also a song called Lone, which was produced with Kasia Kowalska, who was Polish representative in Eurovision in 1996. So it's also a really interesting thing that Kasia Kowalska also was involved with the songs. We also have the song called Don't Take It, Chills, and Our Lullaby. So this is 5 songs are the most probably entries to the Eurovision Song Contest.
But we don't know the song yet, right? We don't know what the song's going to sound like, right?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. These songs are easily accessible on the internet, so everybody can just listen to them. But fact of the matter, yeah, they are, because this album was released a few months ago. But fact of the matter is that which song go to the Tel Aviv, we're gonna know probably on Friday on special press conference done by TVP and Universal label, which stands behind the girls.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good then. I'm hoping because I listened to the song that I mentioned earlier, and it's nice. I just, I feel as there is a little bit the international appeal lacking. It seems as this is a song that would work maybe for the Polish audience, but you need to have a little bit more accessible sound to the mainstream. And I'm hoping that there is something in the mix that has a little bit more of that appeal. Have you listened to all of them at all? Do you have like a favorite at all at this point?
At this point, my favorite was Lone, which I
Yeah.
called before. Most of the Eurovision fans in Poland are make the debate about two songs, so Palisie and about Lone, which in Polish called Trawnik. Uh, these two songs are powerful. These two songs show everything what Tulia is about in the
Mm-hmm.
general style of music, about their mindset about the music, these white vocals. But fact of the matter is that some accents are just laid down in the other places in these two songs. From my point of view, Lone have much more bigger and powerful chorus,
Okay.
when Palisie have more power and more original styling in the verses. So fact of the matter is that right now everybody just talking which song can work on Eurovision better. For
Mm-hmm.
sure they are authentic, for sure they are original, because from our a little bit investigation, Eurovision never sing in white voices ever. We have songs which have white voices as the
Mm-hmm.
entries, but not for whole 3 minutes. So it's big possibility that Tulia gonna make a history in Eurovision Song Contest, which also can help them to stand out. Now just how they singing, which type of music they are prefer, but also how they look. It's maybe gonna work in our favor.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely will stand out. And if anyone has any question or want to share their thoughts, make sure to send a message in the chat and use at ESCunited so they'll stand out, and I know they're meant for me. Now, do you still wish though? Do you prefer that the broadcaster just went with an internal selection this year, or would you still would have preferred an actually full national final? Or you think after last year's situation, it's good to just do an internal selection?
Right now, it's much more better to do internal selection, especially if TVP mindset and TVP strategy won't change. If you need to have the open pre-selection, which of course is the best option to just choose the artist, because fans are involved on this thing. People who are not watching Eurovision that much like we do, and people who are not interested in Eurovision in general also can watch it, and also the buzz about Eurovision in Poland can be higher. But fact of the matter is that somebody passionate about Eurovision need to be on TVP and need to do the things to make sure that Poland's gonna do well. Right now, it's no scenario for this, so at this moment,
Mm-hmm.
very moment, I think it's better to just do internal selections, but also in better way than this year, because it's terrible way of announcing, of communicating by social media with us. It's everything is huge mess, something done for the
Yeah.
last minutes. So it also need to change.
Yeah. Stephen Kendall is asking, what is white music style exactly? Similar to choral music? Can you just give a quick description of what white music really is to like those who don't know exactly what that means?
White music is some kind of vocal way, some way of singing, which is very original to the region of Poland, Ukraine, so countries located in this area in Europe. It's, to make this short and simple, this is the way of singing in the same time, in the same notes, in the same highs, on the same time.
No
So it's
harmonies, right? It's mostly just to all sing the same note. Correct.
exactly.
Okay. And Srulik Sand is asking, Sebastian, how is Tulia's live vocals? Have you listened to them? Can they perform live well?
Yes, of course, I listen to them like many of the people here in Poland, because they won already music festival in Opole. Opole is city in Poland, and this festival was doing for 40 years at least. So it's also a huge tradition in Poland connected with this festival. And they won the contest called Debut. We every year have this contest called Debut, when artist presents completely new songs,
Mm-hmm.
and people by televoting choose the best one and in exact year. So they already won it. They also won the Frideriki. This is the awards of the labels, of the fans, by the selling the albums in the internet, by the copies, physical copies.
Got it. Yeah.
So they are very, very good live, absolutely.
Very good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. And any final thoughts on Poland that I missed that you wanted to share before we move on? I know we have to wait. The song will be probably released next week, you said? Is that correct?
Exactly. Probably on Friday. My thoughts, I just want in general thanks everybody outside the Poland for huge support, for your words. It's really great to read, to listen, the positive feedback about our song. Hopefully you're gonna like it. I know that's not gonna be for everybody.
It's never the thing.
It's never. But thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it here in Poland.
Yes, we're really excited about what they're going to put forward. It will be different, and that is always good. I like different. So, with that said, we got so much more to talk about. Let's move on to Greece. So, the name has swirled around the rumor mill for weeks and weeks now. And the Greek national broadcaster ERT finally have confirmed that Katarine Duska will represent the nation in Tel Aviv at Eurovision 2019. So that's really exciting. The news was confirmed in the evening news in Greece. And in case you know, she's a dual citizen, Greek-Canadian, was born in Montreal, largest city in Quebec in case you suck at geography. Canada, before moving to Athens in Greece. She has released her debut album, Embodiment, in 2015. She is considered like an indie pop singer-songwriter. Very soulful voice, actually. She has made slowly waves in Greece, releasing a number of singles, music videos, and earning over 1 million views on YouTube for her cover of the Arctic Monkeys' Do I Wanna Know. Now, she is signed, interesting enough, to Minos EMI, which is the same label as Tamta is. She's representing Cyprus this year. Small world. Now, the lyrics will allegedly be in a foreign language. So if it's non-Greek, my guesses would be English. Unless all of a sudden randomly she decides, let's go French. But probably English will be my guess. We will find out on March the 7th. That's when the song will be officially released, and then we get to see what's going on. Sebastian, I'm handing it over to you. Your thoughts on this act, the style? I know she's not necessarily the biggest name initially that we would have maybe expected from Greece, even though she's slightly becoming more of a thing. You think that was a good choice from Greece?
Absolutely good. I love this version when people said that you don't need to necessarily be a star when you are entering the Eurovision. Eurovision can make from you the star. So the fact of the matter is, I really hope that she's gonna do very well, because last time I was that excited about the entrance in the Eurovision last year with Azerbaijan.
Oh, really?
I know how it ends, because we
so
see
close.
How this.
So close.
Yeah, it was really close, because when I just heard about her jazz roots, I listened to her performance live. I was, hey man, she's gonna be that so good. And reality just make a check and everything. Everybody know how it goes. But fact of the matter is that Katarine is amazing artist. I just check out her music, her live performances. I heard in her voice some soul of Amy Winehouse, some way, somehow.
Oh, they was really right. I can see that. Yes.
It's very some kind of similarity, but
I can see
beautiful.
Yes. I would agree with that. I'm very thrilled with that decision. Greece has had a specific, not style, but certainly not necessarily music outside of the Greek box, if you will, like often Greek sounds or something more mainstream. This, I'm not saying it's not going to be mainstream, but I find that this is definitely more of, I love singer-songwriter pop indie music anyways, so I am just really excited about this one. Of course, they can also go the Azerbaijan route, as you said, and send a standard, averagey, pop song, and then you're kind of like, okay, I expected a little bit more, so you never know. But the act by itself, on its own merit, I'm like, heck yeah. I think Greece needs to try something different, and I think that is definitely the right choice. I was going to ask you if you like her music. You already listened to it, so that is good. I checked out a few clips as well, and I'm pleasantly surprised. Again, unexpected not unexpected. I think her name came up before, but as far as like the style is concerned, it's a little bit something less predictable from Greece, which I'm very much in favor of. Now, as you know, Sebastian, Greece has a little bit in a slump for the last 5 years or so at Eurovision, including 2 non-qualifications. We never thought that it would happen, that Greece would not qualify, and now it happened twice. And then the other 3 times they ended up in the middle of the right side of the scoreboard. So not anywhere near a contender whatsoever. What do you think they should do differently this time with her? Should they just really stick to her style and roots and not overthink it? Or do you have any suggestions for the Greek team as far as the song is concerned?
With this kind of talent like Katrin Duska, I think that the best option is just left her the musical open doors. Because with her talent, with her voice, I think if we're gonna listen on the Eurovision something quite similar to One in a Million, on some quite similar to Won't Leave, so her singles, we're gonna be fascinated and you're gonna be satisfied as hell. That's for sure. So hopefully she will do something like this. To the point of non-qualifiers and situated in the middle of the table. I'm really sad about Jana Terzi last year.
We all were.
She have great song as usual. So she presented very well. This Greekness of the song was very fresh bounce of air after the demi in Kiev with This Is Love, which was terrible in so many different ways. even I feel like this girl and I have nothing against her at all because she's talented.
I get what you're saying.
But this song was huge letdown. So hopefully Greece will do it, because I think that whole Europe needs to have good Greece, not typical Greece, in the final. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for this country, and huge love from Poland.
Yes. And I agree with everything you just said. Keep it authentic. Last year, it's a great example. It was so hard to watch this whole thing pan out, because once I saw the rehearsals last year, I knew like, oh god, Greece is in trouble. It just didn't come together with lots of issues, but the point I'm trying to make is people loved that song. Not just non-Greeks, but the Greek were so proud of it. They were so connected with it. And that is more important than anything else, in my opinion, anyway. Even better, more important than the results. People were proud of their entry. And it was from the heart. It was authentic, and that is why people gravitate towards it. And that is exactly what they need to do. Let the singer send what she is comfortable with and feels good about, and people will gravitate towards that. As said, I'm not trying to pick on poor Azerbaijan, but since we use it as an example, don't give them a song that's not their style per se and make it a generic pop song. And I don't necessarily hate generic pop songs; they're fun. To a certain extent, I enjoyed "Cross My Heart" only because it was so sing-along material, but it was not the song for her. I think she could have brought something unique, and I think with Greece this would happen as well, this one. So I'm hoping they're going to stick to that. If anyone has questions or thoughts about Greece, make sure, again, at ESCunited in the chat. While I'm doing that last question on Greece, I didn't give you any time to prepare, Sebastian, so I hope I'm not putting you on the spot. But what is your favorite Greek entry of all time?
Oh my god!
I'll answer first, and since you are thinking, So in Greece really became a player in 2000, right? That's when they really became like a threat, if you will, to all other countries. So I'm focusing more on these songs, although the very first Greek entry, 1974, I have such a soft spot for. It is so cute. Of course, Elena Paparizou's, I forgot, Antique's band, Die For You in 2001 was amazing. I still love that song so much. Of course, my number one is great, but I had to point out Die For You was amazing. And I loved in 2013, Alcohol Is Free. Oh, what a party song. I loved it so much, and the guys were great. I met them there and interviewed them, and they were so much fun, and I loved it. So those were, I just wanted to point out those two. How about you?
Very similar right now. I really love Greece on the very early ages of the start, so right now it's pretty hard to choose one, but surely my love to Greece was truly cemented or just truly put on the black on my heart with Helena Paparizou, for sure. Yeah. This is one of the biggest bangers, one of the biggest hits Eurovision scene in the history. So for sure, But I also like, as you said, Alcohol is Free. It's a great song, which I think Polish people and Russian love so much because of very curious reasons. So I hope this message also go through there. Yeah,
yes. Okay.
Definitely this song.
Absolutely. Linus 98765 is asking, what is your take on Greece and Cyprus block voting? I mean, I don't have much to say. The televote will always give each other 12 points. I think we've come to terms with that. It doesn't matter what it is. Previously, when we first introduced the juries, they didn't give 12 points by default, which was very encouraging. Not because I want them, but it's fair, right? That the juries, okay, at least they don't give them 12 by default. But the last few years, they went back to that. And okay, I feel as people got a little bit more comfortable with that. And Greece and Cyprus, yes, it is annoying when it does that. And I'm sad that the juries just go there by default. Last year, you can make a point because it spoke from the heart and it was spoke to all the Greek folks. But Demi, This Is Love, I'm questioning that a little. So that's why I want the jury. So even though they haven't done their job these past few years in Greece, it is what it is. Any thoughts from you?
No, I think that you get great point on it. Yes. Yeah, perfectly.
There's not much we can do about that. And yes, people are pointing out Romania and Moldova. That is a similar situation. I mean, you can apply to that as well. All right, let's move on. And we're going to talk about Finland real quick. Finland's representatives this year is going to be Darude, the DJ from the 2000s, and Sebastian Reimann, who's going to provide the vocals, right? And they just have released their second potential entry called Superman. In case you don't know how it works, just like last year, the act was chosen internally by the broadcaster, and now they release one song every week. Last year they released Release Me, funny enough, and then this week it's Superman, and then next week we have another song, and then the juries and the televoters will get to vote on them. Same thing happened last year with Sarah Alter. They chose Monsters. Now the track released alongside a humorous little video there. Saving the Day this time on numerous occasions sees a more traditional dance track structure and a slight sample of the harsh synths prominent in the Roots mega hit Sandstorm that you can kind of pick up there as well. So we want to talk about this song and how we feel about if it's a better choice, a worse choice, if the winner is yet to come about this one. And Sebastian, you listened to the song. What are your thoughts?
Right now, I'm on the team Superman. At this very moment, of course, we are waiting for the third song, so maybe the third song will just change the game. But at this point, I think that in general, Superman have more chances to just go ahead on the Eurovision Song Contest. Release Me was really good song in the root style, so I have nothing against this song at all. Even if some verses, even if some lyrics are taken out from the song Release Me, recorded 10 years ago by a singer called Agnes. She's from Sweden.
Oh, Agnes, I know. Carlson, yes, yeah.
Great. So you remember? Yeah. So some lines and some elements from this song was taken to this song also, which is also a funny story at all. But Superman has this kind of catchy, cool party style rhythm with this humorous video clip, and with this sandstorm bites some way somehow just appears from the 10-minute 2 or 2-minute 3. It's some kind of way how to introduce the root to the Eurovision public, and also just bring the sandstorm vibes some way somehow. So right now, if in the end of the day Superman will win it and go to the Eurovision, I will be satisfied. I will be very okay with the songs because it's fun. So we also need some fun on the Eurovision. So I really like the way to just provide this fun by this kind of songs.
Yes. The song itself, I agree, has a lot of potential when it comes to staging and just making it one of the more, I wouldn't call it comic relief per se, but certainly a little bit less, serious. And we need that at Eurovision for sure. Now listen to all the songs, and I like Superman better as well than Release Me. I feel as it's a little bit more memorable. It has a little bit more of a hook, and it's just, I think, overall, a song that I think is more in the Rude style. Release Me didn't feel that way. It feels less the Rude. And that being said, I'm still a little worried about this one because the song just doesn't want to stick enough in my head. I listened to it twice now, and I'm still having trouble remembering the melody. And that is usually a bad sign for me. If you don't remember the melody, that is definitely a problem. And also, neither of the songs are good and qualifies. They seem very generic and boring. It's, of course, subjective, that kind of statement, but I hear what you're saying. I am a little worried that these songs, if it's Superman, I would be like, okay, yeah, it's a fine song, but it's not a fantastic song. And I feel as they're a little bit behind in time. And some people, Sebastian, brought up Poland, actually, interesting enough, 2018, which to some people has like a little bit EDM style-ish, a little bit, not quite, but a little. It's not quite the same, but it certainly has that kind of feel to it. I see what they're coming from. And that didn't quite work. Do you think this could be a potential situation with Finland as well?
We never know. I understand people who brought Poland from last year because we also have a DJ who have singer from Sweden. Yeah. It sounds really familiar, isn't it?
I know, right?
So yeah.
Deja vu.
Deja vu all over the time.
It's going to be the third song. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but of course it's possibility that it won't work out for sure. It's EDM, so I just can't remember so much Eurovision song based on EDM style. For sure. So
it's
also
difficult to stage that kind of music as well on Eurovision. It's
exactly.
More like a club music, more like but not like. It's tough to really envision that on the Eurovision stage.
Exactly. When he was a DJ going through the concert, have his console on the middle of the stage, and he have the audience who are really bumped into EDM style. It's much more easier. It's much more different scenario than the Eurovision Song Contest. Mm-hmm. When he will have in front of him thousands of people who are not maybe likely to the Finland song at all or EDM. So fact of the matter is it's gonna be really huge test for him. Mm-hmm. But I think that Darude already doing everything what he can, just simply what he can, to introduce himself as a Sandstorm creator and just find his way, his own path to just fighting with this with his own legend. Mm-hmm. So maybe it will work out for him very well, and also for Finland. I think that Finland need to have some kind of new vibe, this moment of fresh air, of breath, and advance to the final with the good style, with the good points. Because I'm not really surprised that Monsters go way low down on the final in Lisbon. I think that Domino will do much more better last year.
That's what I said. I got ripped apart when I said that because Monsters had the hype train behind it, right? Big time. Like Domino's to me is just more of a more mass appeal to me. Yes, it's not the most innovative song, but it reminded me of some music that I'm familiar with, like Miley Cyrus, and it just was the music that would have done much better. So we have to wait and see what's going to happen here. Now, everyone in the chat who wants to take part, type in which one do you like better, Release Me or Superman. Put it in there, and then we'll see what who's the winner based on the chat here. We'll see how that's going to happen here. So, do you think the winner is yet to come in Finland? Or do you think we have a winner?
Probably yes. But right now it's just making castles in the sand. So we will see how it goes on the very final.
Okay, yeah, I have to see. Like I feel as it's still to come. I feel as they're working their way up. Okay, so we say Release Me, Superman, Release Me, Superman, neither. Okay, that doesn't help. Superman, Release Me, Superman, both suck.
Both suck.
Superman. Oh, yeah. So it seems, okay, got it. It's mostly if people have to pick Superman, I think is currently the slight leader there. Again, I understand like I don't think either of them would be the right choice for Eurovision. And it's unfortunate because it feels as, last year, granted, Sarah Alto was fresh of the was it X Factor train, so there was a big hype around her. It seems that there's a little less interest this year in Finland. It seems a bit less of a situation. Do you agree?
Yeah, but we need to remember that Darude doesn't be a music shows competitor, and he never just ended up in most of the shows on the second place.
That is true.
Sararto also was second from the last position, but fact of the matter is maybe he will have more luck than her.
I know. Maybe. That is true. So that is what they're saying. Okay, so we have to wait and see. I'm hoping the winner is yet to come. If it has to be one of these two, I would pick Superman. And Sebastian obviously just said he agrees as well. So let's use the last few minutes to talk about mostly about Melodifestivalen, but also maybe if we have a few minutes left about some of the other shows tonight. But Melodifestivalen semi-final 3 taking place tonight, and boy, last year was quite. Oh, I need to ask you. It's so convenient that I have you here, Sebastian. When last week Margaret did not qualify, she's out early. Were like Polish jaws dropping, or was that expected?
No, it's completely unexpected. But fact of the matter is that when the Polish people start debate about what happened, why she's not advancing to the final, or even do Andra Hansen, quite honestly. Most of the people just bring on the table for me very logical point of view that she looks on the stage like she has no energy at all, no passion to this performance at all. So this is one thing maybe just maybe Swedish people see on this TV screen. And what's really shocking to me, that with this high level of production of the Melodifestivalen itself, because it's the biggest pre-selection show in Europe, this LED screen behind her when we see the dancers, and when she appeared on the front of this screen, it looks like really, really bad. Without the borders, it looks like I will just take the Photoshop or take the camera and just start to record it. Yes. Believe me, it won't look very good. And this is how this performance look in general when we have this chorus thing. So I think it's quite a few elements which just drop down to the moment when we know very well that when she just left with the favorites, that she won't advance.
Yeah, it was very disappointing. I was curious how Poland reacted, but hopefully she'll recover from this. I'm sure she'll be back somewhere somehow. But we're talking about the semi-final 3, and overall, you're saying you feel as the song quality is way better this semi, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I think that right now it's the best semi-final already in this year Melodifestivalen, and of course we have semi-final 4 next week. But fact of the matter is that right now it's really pretty good stacked songs.
So let's talk through. I'm gonna ask you first. Give me your first song that you believe, not necessarily your taste, but you believe will qualify tonight. Just one. Then we'll talk about it.
Unfortunately, Dolly Style.
Unfortunate. Which was interesting because they won the poll yesterday, like the audience poll, which, granted, only by 1 point, but nevertheless, that is still a very big surprise. So you think that song will just kind of win people over based on the snippets that you've seen?
I think yes, even if the staging won't be the best thing which we ever saw on Melodifestivalen history, still their image, the way how they just build their own hype around their performances in the past, right now, it will just work in their favor. Also, Habibi is this kind of guilty pleasure song. It's not really ambitious, it doesn't change the world, but fact of the matter is that if you just have some moment in your life or some moment in your day that you need some pop radio friendly song, Habibi, it's obvious choice to listen. Okay. So I really understand why people also stand behind this song as well.
I only saw the short clip, but I was not a big fan of the song at all. It's not. It sounds really like a kid's song, like the Wiggles would sing, and it's fun to watch, but also the audience show usually also have a lot of families in there, so a lot of younger folks vote in those. So I think that may skew the numbers a little, but I agree with you that they are a contender to actually, for the very first time, directly qualify to the finals. Yeah. However, I do think that they're not going to make it. I think they're going for a second chance round. They may, for the first time, qualify for the finals, but I believe that they will be a second chance round because I believe I'm going to take a bold prediction here that they will have a surprise qualifier again this week. But so I say no to them. I'm going to say second chance for Dolly Style. The song, I'm going to give you one of my direct qualifiers.
Yeah.
And that is John Henrik Fjallgren, Norsken. I think this is probably the most obvious direct qualifier. Finished second, close second in the poll. He has the big name, he has the history. It's a different song, and I actually like it. Now, I would have to listen to the whole thing. because you didn't get quite the vibe of the entire song. It felt a little almost too Schlager music to me at that one part that I heard, but maybe the overall package will be fantastic. But I do think that just the name and I think just the style alone will easily catapult him through to the finals. I think he will win the show tonight. Do you agree, or is he potentially struggling to move on?
I fully agree with you. I think that Jon Henrik Fjällgren have the most music quality from all the performance tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So surely he's loved by so many people. He last competed in 2017, and he placed third. So I think that he also have some very good result on his back. And of course, it can be thing which can stop you. This all waiting how you gonna present once again at Melody. But also it gives him an additional wings to just bring better results even in the end of the day.
True. That is true.
So for me, Norsken sounds really, really good. Sounds pretty okay as a ballad, because I guess it's gonna be the Swedish ballad for sure. And I'm absolutely agree with you that I think it's gonna be automatic qualifier to the final. I just can't imagine the situation that he's under Andra Chansen or like
I
Margaret.
don't see it either. ESC Matilda makes a really good point. She said, I think the age group voting will hurt them. Dolly Style they're talking about, that they will go to Andra Chansen. Because it is true, because they put these buckets of the age of the voters. That's had an impact last week as well on the results. So that could be absolutely the case, that the younger folks, the kids, usually will vote for Dolly Style, but anyone over the age of 23 will probably not vote as much for it. I was going to say 40, and then that's 30. Nah, 23. Will probably not go for it. It's crazy. That's a very valid point, Matilda. Thank you for bringing that up. And so you say Dolly Style and Jon Henrik. So I believe that you're definitely almost right. And I was almost with you on page, but I'm going to throw a curveball in here because I like to do that. A song that no one may see coming to qualify, and that is Lena Hedlund, Victorious. And hear me out. I get a totally party voice, like kind of vibe from it that so people gravitate towards so much that it just squeezes through directly to the final. It has a catchy melody. The chorus is just immediately stuck in your brain, and it's just a little different from all the other songs. And I feel as the older folks will definitely gravitate towards that more than Dolly Style. And it only finished 5th in the polls right now, but I just have this feeling. That this could actually just be one of those surprises. I just don't see a predictable outcome. I think she squeezes past Dolly Style, forcing them to go for Andra Chanson. What do you think about that daring prediction?
Quite honestly, I'm not that optimistic as you about Lena performance. I'm so sorry for telling that. I like Alcazar, which she was part in the past.
Mm-hmm.
They have some kind of this pop, horrendly catchy vibe. We just go to your head and stuck in this head and going through the years to just wake up in some weird day in your life. So yeah, I like Alcazar very much. But with this song, I think it's a little bit outdated for me.
Yeah, it is. I'm not denying that. I am not denying. It is outdated. But again, if you listen to the other melody, like Party Voice, I forgot her name right now. Her name is not coming to me. That kind of songs often do well. Do well, and they have a market, and with the age bracket voting, I could see this one actually surprising. I'm not saying I'm right, and I have to hear the whole song, right? It is outdated. It feels like something, that's very Swedish, which is a good thing. Now, even if she qualifies, right, directly, she's gonna then crash and burn in the finals. I get that, but I just have this inkling. That's just how it goes. But anyway, so you're saying Dolly Style and Jon Henrik. I will say Lena and Jon Henrik. Who are the two Andra Chanson candidates, according to you?
Hopefully it's gonna be the Lovers of Valdaro with song Somebody Wants.
Okay.
I can't lie to you, and I can't lie to anybody else in the world. I love funk because of George Clinton vibes, Red Hot Chili Peppers from the early years. Yeah. So fact of the matter is, when I saw this snippet of Somebody Wants, it's some just cool, funky pop mix to just make you dance, just make you type, just make you just swing by whole your body. So fact of the matter is that I really, really do love to see them in Andra Chansen at least. And I'm not really surprised about the general outcome of their song because Thomas Gison was involved.
Mm-hmm.
So the old veteran of Eurovision itself. So hopefully they do it really well because it's fun song, and I think that Melodifestivalen in general have this image of the event which just bring pop fun song. Not maybe so ambitious, but fun songs.
So Labas of Vildaro, and who else did you say again? Who's the other one?
And the second one, maybe this is gonna be some kind of way on controversial, but maybe Omar with Igen, which we can translate as again. He's maybe will just be on the top 5, maybe just maybe, and maybe go through to the Andra Chansen. It's just for me just one platform lower than the Lovers of Vardano in case of swinging, in case of catchiness, in case of how this song just presents itself. But it's also pretty pop, radio-friendly song, which with some luck, with some good moments, can just stand out. So
okay, that's fair. Yes.
That's my choices.
Okay, that is fair. I actually, first of all, my Anderson song, as I already pointed out, Dolly Style. They may go directly through, but I'm just, again, throwing the curveball in there. I think Dolly Style will be in Anderson song. And then I actually agree with you. Omar Rudberg is the second Anderson song candidate, in my view. I know a lot of people, not the Lovers of Valdaro. I just think Omar, first of all, he finished third in the polls yesterday. That is something you need to take into consideration. I'm not saying the polls are always right, but it's certainly they're a good indicator often. And it just seems that kind of song that tends to do well in Sweden. I don't get it at all, but I don't. But I do understand, looking at it a little bit more objectively, that this will probably be in the top 5 and then potentially squeeze in at least 4th place. And yes, surprisingly, you hear me, the Lovers of Valdaro not being in my prediction at all. And a lot of people are probably upset about that. And this could be absolutely be a bias here, right? Because I have such a hard time finding anything memorable about the song. I was bored. The guy who plays as a DJ looks like PewDiePie, and the guy who's a singer looks like the guy who's from BWO, and I'm like, I don't get this whole package. And it was just very confusing to me. I don't know, melodically there was very little there. So maybe because I don't get it, I'm thinking the country won't get it. Yes, Thomas Gison is involved with that one as well, but he had songs flop before, because he has 28 every, every year.
Sure.
So, again, this is just a gut feeling I'm going with right now. Sometimes I try to use the gut, which is a mix between your heart and your head, the way you think, right? So that is what I'm going right now, and we've had a bunch of surprises already, so this could be a surprise non-qualifier. That is my prediction. Everyone else, any thoughts about Melfest before we go for a few minutes to the general Q&A? Now is your moment at ESCunited in the chat so I can answer your questions or read your thoughts. And then we do some general questions. So these are our predictions as of right now. We are, well, it's tied. We know John Henrik will go through, and then you say Dolly Style. I say Lena Hedlund because I'm crazy like that. And then and then we'll have to wait and see. Have you looked at the list for next week already? Do you have like a one you're looking forward to the most?
Oh, quite honestly, I haven't checked it already, so I can tell you anything intelligent right now or logic. But I will be curious about your thinking.
Yeah. I am actually interested about John Lundvik. I'm always interested about the song that is performed last in the 4th semifinal. That tends to be the one that often is like a favorite of the producers. And Heroes was the last one, Universe was one of the... So they often put some of those, so I feel as they feel that he may have a really good song. I'm also curious because he was a surprise qualifier the last time around, last year, if he's going to go with another big ballad or if he's trying to switch it up. So that is definitely what I'm curious about. But in case everyone is wondering, I will be back later. People are asking about Estilau, asking about the results. I will have a post-show live stream. Make sure you join me. The link is already up on our website. So I will come on some shortly after Melodifestivalen, and any show that is still on, we can watch together. How does that sound? That is so much fun. So there are a bunch of questions coming in already. So let's answer them. We have like 5 minutes or so. ESC Fan Forever is asking favorite in Estonia and Latvia. You go. Did you listen to the song, Sebastian?
In Estonia, yes. In Latvia, not that much. I think that in Estonia, my favorite is Stefan. So I won't be huge shocker for most of the people.
Is that Storm? No, which
yeah,
one is that? Yeah, Storm. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. This is my favorite for sure. Mm-hmm. But I can also see the chance to just see two very well-known ladies for us from Estonia just to come back to Eurovision once again with some jazz song.
Yeah.
So for sure, we will see how it goes. Estilau this year, as I said to you, I think weeks ago, it really disappointed me. So we will see how it goes on the very final.
I believe that's... Go ahead, sorry.
No. You can just go, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say in Estonia, I do believe that Storm is the one to beat, Victor. He is going to probably win this. It just seems the most Eurovision-friendly one, and seems to be the juice and televotes will probably at least be somewhat in line. My personal favorite is Sandra Sovida-Poo, not because she's returnee, but I love that kind of music. It's just so haunting, so beautiful. So that is definitely my favorite. In Latvia, I need to look up the names again, because Latvia was, to me, very disappointing, but they were also often just demos at that point. I didn't watch the semi, so I don't know the performances, but I liked, I think, Edgar's Krylie song the best. Did you listen to them?
Yes, I do. I do it once, so I'm absolutely agree with you about the song, but I also have this kind of feeling that maybe this is gonna be finally, it's gonna be year of Markus Riva, because he was chasing so hard Eurovision, and so many people are even just laughing from him that he always pushed the Eurovision. So maybe this year, maybe you make me so crazy, it's gonna be the message to the audience. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so see some other questions here. What is your reaction if San Marino qualifies with Serhat? I will pass out. I love San Marino, of course. I love Serhat. I don't know the song, so I have to be a little bit more careful about that. But I remember being in Copenhagen in 2014, right next to the green room, the area that is the green room, standing next to San Marino, not thinking that they were going to qualify because they were not considered qualifying, and then they were called. 6th song to qualify, and everyone around us was just falling, hugging, crying. It was a really cool moment. So I hope a repeat of that, and I'm looking out for it. That's all I have to say. You would be kind of cool for San Marino to qualify, huh? Now the song is the most important thing.
Of course, I would love to see this cool cat in the final. Please believe me, I love Serhat, so hopefully I keep fingers crossed for him for sure in his semifinal.
Yes. So, what selected artists are you most excited about so far? Sebastian, any thoughts?
Definitely Mahmood from Italy. Me too. Solely right now it's my top contender. And Michael Rice from United Kingdom. I feel that United Kingdom already, after few disappointing years, they have really strong song, which can be contender to the left side of the table, not the right. So these two ones right now is my favorites.
To me, as of right now, the songs, Australia and Italy. But Italy is so good, Mahmood. It is such a good song. It's ridiculous. I love Australia, of course. So those are the ones that we know the songs of so far. Now, as far as the artists are concerned, where we don't have a song yet, I will say Tamta only because her name has been floating around for the past 10 years. And it's finally happening. And I'm so excited for her. So I'm really looking forward to the song. I want her just to bring it home, girl. I'm really excited for her because, they wanted her to come in. So maybe she'll... Oh, Lily Loves, thank you for the super chat. $5 going straight into the London Eurovision Party Fund. Thank you. Since we have Martin back for this week's Melfest, I must know Las Vegas or Halm or Meek from Melfest 25. Which was better? Halm or Meek? And here's the thing, Martin Stenmark, I love his voice. I love him as an artist, and there were like a few songs he had in Melodifestivalen in previous years that I loved and should have done way better. Las Vegas, I just did not like. But it was just not a good song. So I'm definitely Team Hal Omik. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Do you know these songs, Sebastian, at all?
Yes, of course, then I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you.
Yes. Thank you again for the support, Lena. It's much appreciated. What country do you think has the strongest national final? Gucci is asking. Keep in mind when I say the best, it's not necessarily always I agree with the winner. I thought we had France had a really good show. I thought Australia had a lot of good songs. What do you think? Which one stood out to you?
Australia have a great show, 2000 and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I still hope that Portugal gonna make it very good.
Oh, Portugal has some good songs as well. Yes, I forgot.
Croatia, hopefully comeback of Dora will be a huge moment. Also,
never go back. So, never go back. Yes, we always need to have Dora. I love Dora.
Exactly. So this is my top contenders in the case of quality.
Deep is asking your opinion if Hatari from Iceland will qualify to Tel Aviv. I would be thrilled because I did my Iceland ranking and they're my number one. And I don't know why. I don't think that would be anywhere near my number one in Tel Aviv. But out of all the songs, I find the Icelandic national final fairly uninspiring. So this one at least would be something so different, in your face, and memorable. Go big or go home. So go Hatari. That's what I'm saying. What do you say, Sebastian?
Different for sure, but in the case of their announcement, they're gonna just make some show on the stage to boycott Israel and protest Israel if they're gonna go to Tel Aviv.
I didn't know that. They have to not do that.
Yeah, for me they are simply terrible, so I don't understand the hype around them. So hopefully maybe they're gonna be just DQ before the final, and I know that it's gonna be more boring for the Iceland at the end of the day, but sometimes you need to have people who really enjoy the Eurovision, not somebody who's gonna want to sabotage the show.
That is true. If that's their only intent, I remember reading about, but I was traveling. If that is really all they're doing, then I don't want them either. I thought if they're going, but the EBU wouldn't allow that, so they would then be disqualified prior to that. So I want them to win based on I enjoyed the song the most. But if there's any kind of potential boycott, then yes, they got to go. They got to go. So people are asking, will you watch the Lithuanian semi-final today? I will focus on the finals today and Melodifestivalen, of course. So I will watch Dora. I will watch Eesti Laul in a few minutes. And I'll try to squeeze in Latvia as well. So I don't think I'll have time for Latvia tonight. I will watch that next week when the finals are on. Okay, so let's see if any... Oh, we gotta go. We have 1 more minute. So and then we'll head out because then Eesti Laul will start. Again, in case you don't remember, I will be back afterwards. There will be the post show. I'm going to be on for a little while, get something to drink, and we're going to hang out, maybe watch some of the results together. You know, that's always fun. What do you think about the new stage pictures that Khan has released? Have you seen them yet?
Yes, I have seen them, and it's looking impressive, but still I can't understand why so much triangles. Maybe I'm
was it released
crazy.
Today?
Oh, okay, today. So
no. Was it released today? When were those pictures released? Because I haven't seen them yet, actually.
Few days ago, I guess, or maybe a week. That. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I was probably traveling when I was traveling. That's when they came out, and I totally missed them, so I have to check them out. It's been busy. Favorite from EMA Slovenia. Sorry if I'm spamming this. It's okay, Benny. I cannot give you an answer because I haven't listened to them yet. I'm working my way through the national finals right now. I want to do a reaction video to Slovenia, so I haven't listened to any of the songs yet, but a video is forthcoming. How about you, Sebastian? Last question. Do you have a favorite?
I think Raven. I think the Raven pretty stands out as an artist and as a song. She really deserves to go Eurovision finally. So Team Raven this year.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks again for joining me, Sebastian. And again, everyone, enjoy the shows. So many of them. I will be back once Melodifestivalen is over. A few minutes after that, there is a link already on our website, and we can talk about the results, and then maybe just hang out and see as the other results are coming in from all the other shows, and then share our thoughts. Just have fun because so we don't have to be all alone. You'll be back soon, Sebastian. Promise?
I promise you, of course.
Right.
Thank you so much, everybody. It was a huge pleasure.
All right, have a good night, everyone. Okay, enjoy the shows.